Hey there, Aquarius. Happy holidays. It's Amanda here with your December. So if you want to beat the rush, now's a good time. Let's see what's up for December. I'm just kind of taking in the energies here. Well, your challenge or focus here. We do have the Page of Swords here. So here we've got someone who is associated generally with air signs like you. So another Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. This could be somebody who's just being argumentative and, being too forthright. Just trying to kind of like being childish in their communication, because this can be a child, but it can oftentimes just be immature communication. People expressing themselves in a way that's just silly or immature or trying to provoke you. Maybe especially while traveling or in discussions about travel. For those of you that are planning to travel, in December for the holidays to go visit family, or you have visitors coming in. This could be just, that kid that's really acting up on the trip, So, like, they may be, are we there yet? Are we there yet? They may be really bugging you or someone else on the trip. So it's relatively minor here, Aquarius. So, now, because this is, in all honesty, this is air sign energy. This could also be you expressing yourself in an immature fashion. You wouldn't do that. Of course you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. Maybe it's a little bit of both, especially if you spend a lot of time around other air signs. It could be you're feeding off of each other. Kind of, And somebody can throw a fit and be like, well, I'm not going. Or, I don't want to go. Acting like a little kid. And for some of you, maybe a little kid or a grandchild or, well, I'm not going to go. That's the way I kind of feel that this is happening. Others of you may just be dreading being with family because it's going to be just arguments, and it's the same thing. It's like, oh gosh, it's that time of year again to do the whole negativity dance again, to do the whole cycle again, And a lot of people feel that way. It's unfortunate if that's kind of the energy around the family and you kind of dread it. But you feel like you have to, that sort of energy. So those of you that feel that way, I apologize to you about that. I'm sorry about that. Some of you may be trying to get out of it. You or a mate or, maybe the kids. It's like, we don't want to go. But it's tradition. That's what pops up here. The present situation, present circumstances. So as, end of November, moving into December, and here in the States, we've just had Thanksgiving, and maybe that's this energy. I was like, oh gosh, that was awful. Everybody was arguing. It was the same, same old song and dance, provoking each other. This year in particular, given the climate here in the States, and I'm assuming in Britain, with certain decisions that have been made in both countries, family discussions could get quite heated if topics are not kept off of certain things. You know what I'm talking about. So maybe that's what this is. Maybe it erupted over Thanksgiving, and now some people are like, well, I'm not going to Christmas dinner, or, and it would be a shame if that happened. But, there's not a ton of cooling off period between Thanksgiving and Christmas. You get a month. And, if you got to go be around the same people again, you could take it as an opportunity to make amends or figure out to agree to disagree, whatever you got to do. But that's kind of the energy. It's like, oh, it's tradition. So knowing that, if you're watching this, on the November side, and just know, I feel like many of you are not looking forward to it, but you're going to do it because it's, it's what the good son or daughter does, or the good grandparent does, or whatever, or the good grandchild or grandson does, whatever level you're at in the family tree. You're going to do it, and because traditions must be upheld, especially maybe there, for many of you, is a religious connotation. Maybe you do go to mass, or you go to church for a service on the holiday, and everybody goes together, and it's, a big deal. So traditions will be upheld in December. I think maybe this is coming up because, we've got this rebeller who's saying, I don't want to go, or who's, just being really kind of annoying about it. And the other side of this is either you, or maybe someone telling you, this is tradition, this is what we do, you're not getting out of it. So this could be your mate, or you saying this to your mate. It's like, we do this every year. We're not going to change now. This is the way we do things in the family. Now, the help that's going to be available to you, we've got Four of Swords. So there is going to be a recuperation or healing time. I do feel like many of you are going to be, using holiday time. Like, you will get some time to relax. Like, maybe after all the fighting's done and you're actually there, maybe it will be calmer than you're thinking. Or there will be a chance maybe to heal something that happened a month ago. Or heal a relationship that had been broken apart by deceit and lies. Because when this rune comes up, so maybe someone was telling you that one family member said something about something you said at Thanksgiving dinner, or it was gossiping and telling stories, and now you're able to kind of set the record straight. Or maybe you were just getting gossip and lies about someone, and we're thinking, oh, surely that's not true. I'm going to talk to this person and see if this is really the case. But there's a healing and a recuperation, either physically, or just as far as rest. I'm not seeing health issues. That's not the way this is coming through for me. Although some of you, if you have been dealing with that, or if you have had a surgery of some sort, you will have a chance in December to recuperate. Many of you may be taking the month of December and the holiday time off to get back to 100%. But I feel like for many of you, this is a mental rest. Like, you're able to finally, maybe not totally put something out of your mind, but deal with it in a way to where you can shut it off. And air signs can a lot of times have problems with that because you are mental energy. Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, you're all mental energy. You look at things from the mind first. It's not that you don't have emotions, you certainly do, but you go here first and try to deconstruct it in an analytical, logical way. And not everything in life can be done that way. And you may have been kind of driving yourself nuts trying to figure something out. You're going to be able to find peace in December. And it'll be different for all of you how that works out. But we'll see as we move along if we can get a clue here. What must be accepted? We got Two of Swords. So this is interesting energy. This is the energy of a truce. Okay, it's like, I'm not going to look at these things I don't like about you so that we won't argue anymore. Happy holidays, right? That's the energy I feel from this. It's like, and for some of you, this may have been hurtful or may be hurtful because you're very close to this person. This is, a spouse, or, a sibling, or, a parent, or, someone that's very, this is a very strong soul bond because Gifu is here. So that's very strong partnerships, close one-to-one relationship. And, it's like, I'm not going to look at these things about you, because if I look at these things about you, I'm not going to want to be around you right now. So yeah, there could be a truce energy around. Now, some of you may just be wearing the blindfold until after the holidays, because this is a card of there's something you're refusing to see because looking at it is too hard. And with Gifu here, for some of you, this could have something to do with a romantic relationship, with a spouse, with a partner. Maybe, and it doesn't have to be horrible, but maybe it's just that, on this level, we're incompatible. So we're going to have to, maybe you need to go talk to somebody. Maybe you need to go see a couples counselor or find a new way of dealing with it, because the arguments and disagreements can't keep going in the immature way that they have been going. So some of you may be dealing with that, but I really think for most of you, it's just like, if I can just get through this one day, I'm just going to, I'm not going to engage. I'm going to look straight ahead. I'm just going to talk to you about the things I like about you. I'm not going to respond to your immature trying to pick a fight with me. I'm not going to respond. And that's a good, man, I hope you have a Libra in your family. Aquarius. They're the peacekeepers, right? Libras can be like, hey, let's not fight. They're always the mediators. So if you have a Libra in your family, just put them on watch. Hey, you're in charge of keeping the peace. The outcome. End of December here. We do have the Knight of Rods in reverse. So this is fire sign energy. Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. In the reverse, it is an impetuous person who jumps into things, doesn't think things through, and gets into trouble as a result. And they move too quickly, particularly in relationships, but really in anything, maybe not realizing the responsibility or the scope of what it is that they're getting into, what it is that they're taking on. But there is joy for you surrounding this person. Sorry about that, Aquarius, technical difficulties. But as I was saying, there could be a cause to rejoice or joy regarding this person, because this Knight of Rods in reverse, because there is a balancing. This could be a younger person, maybe your child, or a younger sibling, or someone that you view as maybe it's your job, or that you've tried to protect them or shield them or take care of them in some way. And maybe a reckless act got them into some trouble with the law. Yara can mean, the law, legalities, court cases. But you may get good news that they get, they kind of get that get out of jail free card, or they get a slap on the wrist, or maybe this is their first offense, so they're not going to get into big trouble, and you're going to be very happy about that. Another way this can work is that somebody takes a big risk, and for some of you, maybe this is, this energy at the beginning we were talking about, where you're disagreeing over this. Maybe it's like somebody has this idea, they're going to do this thing, they're going to try this, and you're like, that's reckless, that, you really need to think this through before you get involved in this. And then it turns out that it pays off. So for whatever reason, if somebody comes to you with a big idea and they're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to invest all my money in this, or I'm going to move across the country without a job, it's actually going to work out. This is a big risk that seems foolish, or an action someone's doing. This doesn't have to be symbolizing a person. It just could be symbolizing someone taking a reckless step, or really kind of throwing caution to the wind and not doing a lot of homework, just going for it. And, lo and behold, somehow it pays off. Even though you may be one of the detractors, or one of the people saying, no, hold back. Aquarius, this could be you too. Again, these energies, there's so many of you watching. We could have maybe you've got a fire sign rising, and it makes you, or a fire sign moon, and it makes you a little bit more impetuous than most Aquarians would be. And in this case, it pays off. Again, though, wouldn't want to make a habit of this kind of behavior, because it doesn't always pay off. Sometimes it gets you in big trouble. But there could be something regarding, a balancing. This could be somebody who is very, as we were talking about down here, somebody very close to you, and there's now like the karma is shifting. Things are starting to go back in a way that's making you more joyful, more happy, making you feel more positive. You're able to spend time with someone that you get a lot of joy out of each other's company. So as contentious and argumentative as December may start, Aquarius, I don't think it's going to end that way. And if you are concerned or worried about someone who, is going through a rebellious time, and you can really go through that period at any age. That's what a midlife crisis is. Again, could just be somebody acting immature, not necessarily somebody who is, immature in years, but just behaving that way. And, you may be starting December off arguing with somebody, disagreeing with someone going through that phase, or somebody may be disagreeing with you because you're seeing things from a more immature perspective, or maybe even behaving a little bit more immature than you normally do, Aquarians. But the end result looks good. It's all going to be okay. It will be necessary, though, to ignore certain things or aspects during the month of December about other people that are close to you, or maybe one person in particular. For some of you, maybe it's this kid. It's like, I don't ever know where this, that they tell me one thing, but then they end up somewhere else. They're not telling me where they're going, and I would choose not to know. I just choose not. I don't want to know where they are, really, because if I find out, I know I'm going to be upset, or I'm going to be scared for them. Yeah, I would say definitely this kid may be getting away with something. Some of you may be dealing with a child or a grandchild, or someone who's, getting away with things this time, but next time may not be so lucky. The fact that this kid's in reverse, you may be relieved that, okay, well, they didn't get jail time, or, they just got probation or something. Next time they may not be so lucky. And the problem is he's still in the reverse at the end of the month. So that does indicate that he is not going to give up this behavior so easily, or may be prone to going back to this. So it may be on you, Aquarius, if you are, the mom, the person in charge of this kid, to figure out what's going to get them, get them to get their head on straight and make more calculated, better decisions, because they won't always get the lucky break. So that's what I see for December, Aquarius. I do hope that was helpful. So happy holidays once again. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you back here next month.